and I've heard this millions of times of people, they tend to glom onto this idea that, well, the LLMs, what they do is they predict the next word. That's what they do. They're giant prediction engines, and they're just like big linear algebra machines and doing correlations. Here's the problem with that kind of thinking. People are machines that predict the next muscle contraction that we need to make in order to get along in the world. That's all we do. It's like literally the only purpose of having a brain is to control movement in a complex world. And creatures that don't move at a fast interactive rate don't have brains. All right. And so that's what you need a brain for. It's just there to predict the next muscle contraction. And the way we do it, in order to be able to do it effectively, you can't just twitch and then hope that you get the right twitches. And you can't just have some simple correlation matrix that says if this kind of input comes in, then twitch that way. The way we do it is we have deeper layers. And in the deeper layers in our brains, we build abstract representations so that it isn't just what is the muscle pattern. In our deeper layers, we have abstract representations of dogs and love and cars and breakfast and hunger and all the things we need to help build a picture of our world at the most abstract conceptual level, so that then those concepts can be arranged and manipulated, and then a response, a general response can be determined, and then that general response can get bit by bit translated back into the individual muscle contractions. That's the only way to react, to know how to effectively react to a complicated world, is to build these deep layers that have these deep abstract representations. This is literally exactly what the LLMs do. And so, yes, they are predicting the right next word, but they cannot do that unless they have deeper layers, and they do. These LLMs can have, 50 layers from input to output. And in the deeper layers, especially maybe about 2/3 of the way through in these deeper layers, you start seeing patterns of activity. So these are sometimes called embeddings, or sometimes called vectors, but they're representations. They're the same kinds of representations you see in the human brain. There's a pattern of activity among neurons that stands for something. And the things they stand for are very abstract. And so you can go into these machines in those particular hidden layers and find the neurally represented signals or symbols or embeddings that stand for dogs and cars and love. Like they have these abstract concepts at least. And whatever it is about the world, the roundness of the world or the largeness of space or whatever, these really abstract concepts are represented such that those abstractions can be manipulated, and then the right response can be formulated, and then bit by bit transforms back into individual words to put out. So it is not just predicting the next word. It's doing it by means of building deep internal, super abstract conceptual representations of the world. And we know it's doing that because we have direct access to it. And we know it's doing it in a way that's spookily similar to the way the brain does it. And maybe that shouldn't be a surprise, because they are modeled after the most essential insight into how the brain works. Namely, the brain is made of neurons hooked together by synapses, and the synapses change strength as a result of learning. So that these things learn to do this it's amazing. But on the other hand, in retrospect, it's not that big a surprise. But yes, these machines semantically understand what they're saying at a deep conceptual level, the same way that we semantically understand. But on the other hand, you're right, they lack things like emotion, because they don't have the architecture. They don't have all the things we have. They're not built to the same architecture that we are. So they have some of the things we have, and they lack others.